Hello, my name is Robin Bilazarian. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I've been using the emotional freedom technique and tapping for over 26 years, and I speak on it nationally. I also have done research on a similar technique that's called the brief energy correction, if you want to do a search on that. My website is robineft.net. Today, we're going to talk about compulsive behaviors and unwanted habits, and it's in my book, and it's on page 270 if you want to read about it as well. Please keep in mind that today is an educational video. Consult a doctor or a therapist for all overwhelming problems and conditions. And by the way, as a therapist, I'm always in therapy, and I recommend you think about having 45 or 50 minutes a week for yourself. It's a safe haven where you can look at yourself and anything that's been difficult for you. It's not that hard to find. You can look at psychologytoday.com to find a therapist in your area or elsewhere. You can also call social services at your local hospital, and they can tell you where the mental health center is. By continuing to watch this, you're assuming all risk and understand that a doctor or therapist may be able to guide you in what is best for you. So we're talking about unwanted behaviors and compulsive behaviors. And the trick is to have the client tune into their urge to do that. So you would say to someone, tune into your urge to your desire to want to wash your hands 20 times a day, and give them 5 seconds or so to stay there so they can think about it. And how strong is that urge? 0 to 10, where 10 is the most intense. They may tell you it's around a 7. So we're going to use the emotional freedom technique, and I'm going to show you that on the next slide, and also I'll go live. And what you're going to do is use the wording, and the wording is going to be the urge to wash my hands 20 times. So after you do all that, which we'll do in the next slide, you are going to re-rate it. Now that we've gone through the emotional freedom technique, 0 to 10, how strong is that urge? Hopefully it's dropped, perhaps 2 to 4 points. And if so, you can just repeat it. You're not done, however, though. Once you think that you've gone through all of that and diminished it, you're now going to have to ask them, how many times do you feel now that you need to do that target behavior? And you may find that they went from 20 to 10. That becomes a whole new treatment, and you're going to go back to the beginning of this and tune into that urge to want to wash your hands 10 times instead of 20. So here are the acupoints, and I want to tell you, because I'm going to show you in a second, 1 through 9 is standard EFT. But I have 2 more points there, and a lot of my colleagues have added or subtracted points. I like the gamut spot. It's a point for pain and depression. And the heart hold just is another technique, but it seems very soothing. Hello. So let's do this, okay? And let's assume that we're working with someone that has the urge to wash their hands 20 times a day. And let's do it, okay? So I'm facilitator, I'm the practitioner, and the client is going to repeat after me. It's called an echo. So we start here, and I would have the person say, even though I have an urge to wash my hands 20 times a day, I'm okay. Shorten that to the reminder phrase, which is the urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Keep that number in there. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. And let me backtrack for a second. They are going to repeat it after you. So because I'm here alone, I'll repeat it. Urge to have to wash my hands 20 times a day. And they will say, urge to have to wash my hands 20 times a day. Inner eyebrow, I have the urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. And they will say, I have the urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. You can shorten it. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Under the eye, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Under the nose, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Under the lip, I will say, the practitioner, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Get them to repeat, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. Collarbone, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day, and they repeat, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. This is under the arm, if you will, and that is about 4 inches below the armpit. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. And that is EFT. I also keep this point from thought field therapy, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. And I like this point from heart assisted therapy too, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. And they repeat, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day. You have noticed that I'm not tapping. You can tap. You can tap, you can use light touch, you can massage. I like the light touch, okay? I just find it's just more soothing. It's called touch and breathe. You're going to ask them to go through that 3 times. I'm not going to do that for this video, but you can just replay this here and come back to where I was, and you're going to then ask them after you've gone through it 3 times, tune into your urge to wash your hands 20 times a day. And how strong is that? Hopefully it's dropped 2 to 4 points, and they're now somewhere down around a 3. Just repeat it. Even though I still have the urge to wash my hands 20 times a day, I'm a good person. Urge to wash my hands 20 times a day, and they repeat it, urge to wash my hands 20 times a day, and go through that 3 times, okay? Until you get to a 2. Are you done? No. You can get to below a 2 as well. Are you done? No. Now you need to ask them, how many times do you have the urge to wash your hands now? And they're going to say, not 20, but still 10. That becomes a whole new treatment for you. So here you go. Even though I have the urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, I'm a good person. Urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, and they repeat, urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, and you go through that as well. Urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, and go through that 3 times, okay? You will find that if it is, so here, again, here are the points for you. Again, side of hand, urge to wash my hands 10 times a day, top of head, all the way down there, 1 through 11. Now, if this is a compulsive behavior, you're going to find that they are not going to let you get rid of it totally. They will let you take it down, wash their hands twice a day. If this was a shower, they'd be willing to let you take, perhaps they were taking 10 showers. Now they're going to let you take it down to 2 showers. And the reason for that is they know, and I know too, that if we take it away totally, that their anxiety will be sky high. But you're still successful, because if you get someone who's washing their hands 20 times a day and you get them to wash their hands 2 times a day, that's a lot of time for their hands to heal and for them to do other things. Same thing with a shower. If they were doing 10 showers a day and now you've got them down to 2 showers a day, that means if each shower is half an hour, you've just given them 4 hours back in their life. Now, if it is an unwanted habit like nail biting, thumb sucking, they will let you take it down to a 0, and they're happy to get rid of it. And next time you see them, just check your work, see if it crept back up. For instance, I worked with someone who was biting all fingers, and next time I saw her, she was just biting 1. We took that down and it's over. Okay, so that's how you work with OCD, compulsive behaviors, and also unwanted habits.